I'm Tamworth Grice. Welcome to my channel, the Tamworth Grice Files. Cases that are spooky, strange, macabre, supernatural, and just plain weird. And in each instance, I have a personal connection to the story. So be sure to stick around to the end to hear the stunning revelation about my long ago boyfriend who actually experienced the curse of Rosemary's baby. Before I go any farther, I want to say I appreciate and love you for watching my videos. So please hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons. Also, I hope you'll leave a comment at the end and tell your friends about my new channel. Your support will mean the world to me. Spoiler alert! Rosemary's Baby is a 1968 American psychological horror film written and directed by Roman Polanski, based on Ira Levin's 1967 novel. I won't go into the plot here. I highly recommend that you watch it because it's really a great film. But basically, it's about a naive young woman who accidentally becomes involved with a coven of devil worshippers who are her eccentric neighbors in an apartment building with a dark history. So now let's look at the curses. First up is writer Ira Levin. He was the author of the book on which the film is based, which was a huge bestseller. Like at least two others associated with Rosemary's Baby, his marriage deteriorated during the film, leading to a divorce. And he came to feel that his story helped popularize Satanism and the occult, which in turn contributed to the satanic panic of later decades, where people worried obsessively about satanic covens and curses. Like at least two others involved in the film, he lived his last years as a recluse, and he died of a heart attack. Number two is producer William Castle. He was known for his work on B-grade horror films, and he wanted to direct the movie, but was denied and served as a producer. He also has a tiny role in the film as the man outside the telephone booth when Rosemary is calling for help. After the movie came out, Castle was deluged with hate mail, leading to severe health issues. He was hospitalized because of severe kidney stones. In his autobiography, he claimed that he began to hallucinate scenes from the film during his surgery and even shouted, "Rosemary, drop that knife!" Like so many others associated with the film, he died of a heart attack. Third is composer Krzysztof Komeda from Poland, who was a dear friend of the director. He composed the stunning soundtrack. Soon after the film was released, he was at a drinking party where he fell down a rocky embankment, sending him into a coma. Like a character in the movie to whom this happens, he never came out of the coma and died from his injuries. He died at the age of 37, and his friend, the Polish writer Marek Lasko, who accidentally caused Komeda's fall, was consumed with guilt and died 2 months later at age 35, possibly of suicide. Number four, Robert Evans. He was executive producer at Paramount, the studio at which the film was made. His curse? He was convicted of cocaine trafficking. He later became involved in a high-profile murder case linked to a missing amount of cocaine and cash that was to be used to fund another Paramount film. The murder case damaged his reputation, but he was never charged with the murder crime. Number five, of course, we have the director, who is also the screenwriter, Roman Polanski. His wife, Sharon Tate, was murdered by followers of cult leader Charles Manson just 10 short months after Rosemary's Baby was released. Tate was 8.5 months pregnant. In 1977, Polanski allegedly drugged and gave alcohol to a 13-year-old girl before assaulting her. He fled the U.S. to avoid incarceration and was expelled from the Oscar-awarding Academy of Motion Picture Arts. Number six, the title star Mia Farrow. During filming, she was served divorce papers on the movie set from her husband, Frank Sinatra, who didn't want her to act in the film. Her underage daughter allegedly was sexually molested by her partner Woody Allen, and then another daughter, Soon Yi, also allegedly was sexually involved with Allen. And now for years she's been estranged from her daughter Soon Yi, who married Allen in 1997. If you haven't already done so, please hit like and follow as well as notify. I value you and I really appreciate your support. Number 7, John Cassavetes, the actor who played Rosemary's husband. He was alienated by the film's dark themes, and perhaps he was aware that he'd be cursed for acting in the film. He reportedly tried to get out of his contract to play the character, but he could not. Always an alcoholic, his drinking became more severe after the movie, and he died from cirrhosis of the liver at age 59. Curse number 8 is actor D'Urville Martin. The African-American actor had a supporting role as Diego, an elevator operator and a possible satanic cult member. He was in his 20s when he appeared in the film. His career had begun well with a role in a highly acclaimed Sidney Poitier film, but after Rosemary's Baby, he was mostly relegated to low-grade blaxploitation movies. He died from a heart attack at age 45. Curse number 9, Sidney Blackmer, who played the cult leader Roman Castavets. His long and illustrious acting career essentially ended with the film, and he appeared in a supporting role in only one more little-known and unacclaimed film after Rosemary's Baby. He died of cancer 5 years after Rosemary's Baby was released. Number 10, actor Elisha Cook. He was a veteran actor who had a small role early in the movie as a property manager for the apartment building. Like Farrell and Levin, he went through a painful divorce soon after filming. Also, like others, he lived out most of his life after the film as a recluse. He died of a stroke in a nursing home in a remote part of California. Curse number 11 is Patsy Kelly, who played a vicious cult member and neighbor of Rosemary and her husband. Kelly struggled with overeating for most of her life, and her weight meant she was never given leading lady status. Then her career stalled due to outing herself as a lesbian. She made only 3 more films after Rosemary's Baby, then suffered a stroke that caused her to lose the ability to speak. A year later, she died of cancer. Number 12, Angela Dorian, a former Playboy model and a friend of Roman Polanski's wife, Sharon Tate. She had an acting role as Terry, Rosemary's neighbor, who dies mysteriously early in the film. In real life, she was later found guilty of attempted murder after shooting her 4th husband at close range. She was sentenced to prison, and her husband understandably divorced her while she was incarcerated. She was released on parole at age 73. Number 13, Maurice Evans, an English Shakespearean theater actor who played Rosemary's writer friend Hutch. Interestingly, he also played Samantha's warlock father on the witchy TV series Bewitched. Like author Ira Levin and fellow actor Elisha Cook, Evans lived out his life as a recluse, lonely and unmarried, before dying of a heart attack, like so many others associated with the film. Bonus curse. Not a person, but also supposedly cursed, was the Dakota, the New York City apartment building used for the exteriors of the bewitched Bramford apartment building where Rosemary lives. In the film, the Bramford has a dark and sinister reputation, steeped in occult history and macabre events. In reality, Dakota resident John Lennon, a former member of the famous Beatles rock group, was shot by a stranger outside the Dakota building in 1980. Finally, regarding the curses of Rosemary's Baby, here's my personal story. The first time I saw the film, I was watching it with my teenage boyfriend Louis and his sister, who were both from a devoutly Catholic Italian-American family. Suddenly, in the middle of the film, Louis became agitated, screaming, "I need to see a priest! I need to see a priest!" He seemed to think he'd been tainted or somehow cursed by watching the film. His sister and I hustled him out to my car and drove around for a while, but it was nighttime and there was nowhere to find a priest. We finally convinced Louis to go to a spiritualist that he knew and trusted, and that man calmed him down. 2 days later, Louis, his sister, and I, the three who had watched the movie, well, half of it anyway, were involved in a car accident. Fortunately, we all walked away from the film, but was it part of a curse for viewing the film? Louis and I eventually broke up. It was a teenage romance after all, and when he took the physical before joining the army, or trying to join, he learned that he, a teenager, had high blood pressure, very unusual at that age. He was brilliant, but never accomplished much in life, bounced from job to job between periods of unemployment, was unable to support his family, got divorced due to the great shame of his Roman Catholic parents, and died of a heart attack at age 55. So, what do you think? Is the film Rosemary's Baby cursed? Why did Louis think he was cursed by watching this movie? Are all the things I've mentioned here coincidental? Please leave your answers in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please sign up, subscribe, like, and spread the word about this channel. Also, let me know in the comments if there are other cases that you want me to explore. I love and appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you return to view the next video in the Tamworth Grice Files. Bye.